Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel, and welcome to 2 weeks of Operation Monster Force. Yes, we are going to be closing out October, the spooky season, with nothing but reviews of the first wave of Operation Monster Force from Fresh Monkey Fiction and Big Bad Toy Store. I'm very, very excited. This is my most anticipated action figure line of the last maybe decade. I can't wait to get my hands on these. We got to see them in person at Joe Fest, but now, of course, the hands-on test we have got coming in the next 2 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more figures in addition to Declan Van Helsing. I'm super stoked. The packaging feels really good. Nice, solid cardboard. We have an open-up panel that has some story over there on the side. And, man, these just look good. Of course, the tactile test, the feeling the plastic, the moving them around is going to be the final say. But just right off the bat, look at that. The figure looks absolutely great. I'll be comparing them to G.I. Joe Classified series, of course, because that's really more what they might go side by side with if you're so inclined. But this feels good. Sturdy cardboard, looks great. I like this matte finish on here. Maybe a little gloss on the logo would have been nice, but at the same time, if that would have added anything to the price, maybe we don't want that. But here we go. Oh, and they're numbered. Declan Van Helsing is number 1 in the series, and we will be going in order 1 through 8. Let's get down to business. So I've had these pre-ordered since the day they went up. They came in earlier this week at Big Bad, and I had them shipped the day that they came in. Oh, look at all the stuff in here. You kind of couldn't tell initially. Man, that's wild, because look at how much stuff is in this tray. But then look, there's this whole bag of other stuff. This is nuts. And then, of course, a stand. I reviewed the... there's your insert. Not much going on there. That's fine. We'll put it right back in there. I reviewed the Joe Fest exclusive versions of The Forgotten King and Dracula. So you can go check those out if you like here on the channel. But these are the final, proper, fully painted versions of the figures. And I do love that, that with Joe Fest was almost 4 months ago now. I love that they had, the unpainted translucent versions, which, by the way, also the Forgotten King glows in the dark, and quite nicely. I do like that they had something ready to go, a little something different for Joe Fest. Oh, man. So here are the things we're going to be looking at. First of all, we're going to look at how they compare to G.I. Joe Classified as far as proportions and size, and I'm very picky about what can go side by side with what in my collection. So we'll be doing a side by side just for this first figure. So, I'm not going to do this for every single one of them, although if there's a size difference that I notice, maybe I will. We're going to be looking at the rigidity and potential fragility of any of the accessories, how well hands or whatever else swap out. This is going to be... Declan is going to be a little more thorough than the other 7, because honestly, once I've gotten a feel for him, I'm not going to feel the need to be as in-depth with the remainders. Also, I'd like to point out, if you're watching this on Monday, October the 21st, normally I don't do reviews on days that we have Audible Interlude live streams, which we do tonight at 8 p.m. But there are 8 of these figures, and we've got 8 days, 8 weekdays where I post between now and Halloween, because I usually do Monday through Thursday. So just the timing worked out, but I did need to do this additional post today. All right, here we go. Let's get this guy out of here. I like no tape. Everything's just held in place with friction and plastic. No tape at all. Very nice. honestly. I'm going to, because I'm probably going to do the thing where I keep the boxes for like 2 years until I realize there's no reason for me to keep the boxes. But also I need to check out that story. And I want to do a comparison to see if it's the same one in all of them, or if there are 8 separate little stories. Oh, I'm so excited. So we're going to put the base offering accessories over here. I say base offering. I mean, this figure is the base offering. Feels different from a mass market retail figure, but articulation wise looks almost identical. Oh, wow. So he's actually got a spot up here for storage. I'm going to go ahead and do a zoom in. So the plastic feels different, but good. It is sturdy. It is for sure sturdy feeling plastic. Like it's weirdly a little lighter than a Joe in a strange way. Everything's moving nicely. So, oh, look. It's got that pivot that Classified eliminated. And that's going to be important, or I guess the head movement's going to be important because future figures we're going to be looking at in the rest of this wave have swappable heads. Look at the collar. Look at the detail on that collar. How that sits up really nicely. I'm going to get in closer on the portrait in a minute. I just want to see the figure. So it does have those drop-down hips that we're kind of used to with these now. Really, the detail on these is much more than Classified. Look at the camo on his vest here. Lots more paint. Really lots more. Well, I don't know. I can't say a lot more texture. It's just that the wash that's on his pants brings that texture out more. It is a little strange. His knees that don't look specifically designed to be knee pads, but do not have the texture of the surrounding pants. But that gives them a knee pad look. So whatever, your mileage may vary on that. Like the rolled up sleeves with these tattoos. And again, I'll zoom in more in a bit. I just want to get kind of an overall feel of just how much detail there is. So he's got your standard ankles, but they are limited by the cut of those pants, which I'm okay with because I like the fact that they didn't just give him military, tucked in boots. All right. So there he is. Let's zoom back out a little bit. Like I said, I'm gonna do a close up on him, but first we gotta take Dusty over here, put these side by side, and look at that. Proportionally, aesthetics wise, I mean, look, the way, the functionality, everything. So these knees to me look a little better than Classified knees, and I'm not. This is all my personal aesthetics. This is not functionally. I'm not saying this is a better figure than this is because, well, one, this is much more expensive. However, for $24.99 versus $36.99, do we see more than $12 difference? And I think maybe we do. But just in some of the little details, I just kind of want to point out, like you can see the massive. Let me zoom back in. You can see the massive piece on the knee here, and then it's much smaller on this guy, but with the same, pretty similar range of motion. And to be honest, Declan's knee looks a little more natural because it doesn't turn into this weird flat board when you bend it all the way. And again, this is not to poo-poo Classified figures. It's just making the point that for the higher price point that these Monster Force figures are, you're getting value. But anyway, side by side, I mean, look at these. They work. To my eye, these are compatible together. And I think my eye, in a lot of instances, is much pickier than some folks. I will say there's a little different gloss on the plastic, but, you know, whatever. What are you going to do? It's not significantly different. It's not like putting a WWF Hasbro figure beside a Marvel Legends figure or something. Okay. So here we go. Get a nice close-up on that portrait, that scar. Nice paint and nice sculpt on that. It's actually raised up. Who do you think he looks like? I don't really have a jump to, like, a little Wahlberg-y, maybe a little Van Damme-y, I don't know. I'm nothing. Nobody is an immediate, like, we'll get to Dracula, but nobody's immediately jumping out to me. Who do you guys think this looks like? Tell me in the comments. But yeah, look at that gorgeous painted detail on his tactical vest here. Really, really impressive. If you are, like I am, a fan of the concept of toys as art, this is art. Look at this. This is wild. I mean, you could potentially actually hang stuff from these clips here. He's got tattoos. And this, I thought this would be a separate piece, but it doesn't appear to be. Well, I mean, it looks like it is, but it does not move. There's the detail of the tattoos. A lot of writing on this one that, my gosh, can we... I don't know that even my little magnifying glass gimmick here is going to get us close enough to read this. But look at that detail. That is insane. I would love to have the Fresh Monkey Fiction guys on the show to talk about this kind of stuff. Wow. I'm going to keep that magnifying glass handy. So yeah, there you can see the texture on the pants, and it's absent from the knees, which, again, a little weird. Great detail on the shoes. I'm just chalking this up to, like, reinforce. Well, actually, you know what? I take it back, because look, you've got reinforced panels up here on the hips. And now that I'm looking closely, this seam marks the edge of the reinforced panels up here, and look, the same seam sculpted around that knee joint. So those are reinforced knees on the pants. Look at that. See, you gotta take a closer look and give it a minute sometimes. This is just fantastic. Oh, and look, there's oh no, that's interesting. He got two peg holes back here. So there's the peg hole for a backpack. Okay. I am thoroughly impressed thus far. We've got a number of different hands. This is crazy. $36.99. I saw a lot of people like, oh, those are a little pricey. But if you're paying $24.99 for Marvel Legends or Classified or whatever else, $12 more for everything that this figure comes with, it seems like a no-brainer to me. So you've got a standard C grip, left trigger finger, which, by the way, these are gloved, if you can't tell. Sort of gesturing hands right there. These are going to be right trigger finger. These are going to be toy photographers' dream figures. Then another C grip, gloved, and fists for punching. So I'm going to set all those. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put some gloved hands on this fella. Oh, pops right out. Pops right out. Very nice. You know, a lot of times with the independent, and the hinge is up and down on the trigger finger hand, is lateral, side to side on the C grips and on the fists for punching. and on the gesturing hands. So only the trigger finger hands are the up and down, which is great, I think. You know, a lot of times on these independent, you could give him the Michael Jackson look if you want. Just give him one glove. A lot of times on these independent releases, the swappability factor is not super great. I guess I should check the head while we're here, because surely... Oh, that didn't sound great. Okay, I'm going to leave his head alone, since he does not have... Gosh, that range is so much better. Look at that. He can look up. Anyway, the swappability on independent toy lines is not always... Oh, look, those do move. Okay. They're probably just a little stuck. There we go. So that is the top. That is either a wristband if you don't have the gloves on, or, I mean, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to push this down to be the top of the glove to cover up that joint. Okay, so those are separate pieces. They look like they were. Fantastic. And the point I've been trying to make for like 6 minutes now, the swappability on the independent toys is not always the best. I think I did get that out finally, but I'm so distracted by the awesomeness of this figure that I just want to make sure we understood. But it's great on him. Oh yeah, what have we got going on? I didn't even think about this. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. I got to check this out. So look, that is pegged in there. That pops open. And we can take a look at what's under that vest, which I know the people want to see. And look at that, just standard sort of tactical shirt type situation. We've got a nice, oh, and this belt is a separate piece, another belt fully painted underneath. I've got a nice ball joint waist. Moves around pretty well. And then you've got the torso joint that is really nice. Look at that. Great range on that piece. Wow. And then just all the texture on that shirt. Just looks great. Okay. Let's stand him over here and take a look at the rest of his loadout. Does that come out? Oh, it does. I kind of didn't expect it to or need it to, but look at that. And you can even see the painted, we'll say ammo to avoid the B word, just in case. But look at the detail on this. It's nuts. With that gorgeous stake on the front, the bayonet stake. It does have a port in the front for blast effects. So since it does, we may as well take a little look and see if, yes, your classified series blast effects will fit in that port securely. This is gorgeous. Look at all that paint. Again, I say these are $12 more than classified or Marvel Legends or, you know, whatever else you're getting. Beautiful. I love this. Oh, and this is rigid. Doesn't feel fragile, but I'm also not going to mess around. But it is nice and rigid. It's hard. Feels like, you know, ABS plastic. These aren't going to get warped. Feels pretty. I don't want to push too hard. It feels solid though. I'm not real worried about anything snapping. Okay. And then we've got the crossbow with, looks like a bolt loaded up right there. Beautiful. Oh, look at the, holy cow, that's great. These don't feel too fragile. That's phenomenal. Oh, love it. Let's see what else we got. Well, the stand is the easiest thing. And you guys know I'm not going to use this, but this is the easiest thing to check out next. Oh, and look. Declan Van Helsing. That almost changes my outlook on wanting to use these, because that's cool. But, you know, if you use stands like this, now I'm limited to, well, that's how he's going to stand on it, I guess. I can't get much dynamic out of him just standing here. You got to do a little pushing down. Ooh, careful, because that lip, not that I think you're going to bust through there or anything, but just be aware when you're pushing the figure into place. Do that. And it pegs in pretty solidly. That's pretty cool. I like that font. Looks really classy. This, actually, this setup looking like this reminds me in a way of Sideshow Collectibles a little bit. Just looking like classy like that. And then we've got this whole bag. Oh, there are our blast effects. Okay. We've got this whole bag of other accessories that almost seems unnecessary, right? With as much stuff as we just looked at. So here are... Ooh, careful. Something got hung up on my mat. And again, the rest of the week, or the next 2 weeks, I don't expect the rest of the reviews to take this long, because some things we'll just know a little more clearly. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice translucent. The color on that is great. And it's almost a little more fantastical in a way. Now that one is not even going to fit on there, but I bet these are standard. Like, I bet all of them come with this. The blast effects are almost a little more fantastical than the classified ones in a weird way. All right, great. Put those over to the side here. Good. Oh, he's got other business here. Holy cow. I didn't, and look, I've mentioned this many times, but maybe this is your first time here on Needless Things. I don't look too closely. Like, if it's a product I know I'm going to buy, I don't look too closely at the listing. Because I want to experience this. I don't want to sit there and look at it on my computer and be like, well, this comes with this and this and this. Like, I want to experience the joy of, oh my gosh, look at all of this stuff. So he's got, I put that on upside down, I think. He's got 2 different thigh pieces. And they've got, the buckles are on either side, so you can put them on whichever leg you want. But it does seem like that top one is a little wider. Or not. Maybe they're about the same, which is weird. See, that didn't seem right to me anyway. All right, and this is, again, this is why this one's going to be a little longer than the rest of them, because we got to figure this stuff out. We got to figure out how all this works. Like, if those straps are the same size, that's kind of weird, and it's going to leave the lower one. Oh, but look, it's just got to get over that thick part of his thigh, and then it narrows up a little bit towards the top. We got to get over that sculpted clothing wrinkle. So these are going to stay in place really nicely. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so you basically line that up with that thigh swivel, and then everything fits nicely. And then we'll get the other one, because I'm going to use both of these for this guy, because he's going to be loaded up. I mean, this is the good guy leader. So I got to have him pretty kitted out. And actually, might be, now that I'm thinking about it, might be the only good guy in this wave. Is that right? Is that possible? I think we got a bunch of evil for him to fight initially here. Okay, so there you go. Those are in place, maybe not perfectly lined up, but you get the idea. And they do. They are snug, and they are going to stay. They're not going to flop around on the figure. Look at this. I can't even turn them. Great. Excellent. So you might be asking, well, what in the world are these for? These are for, oh my gosh, additional crossbow bolts. A little pouch for his walkie-talkie. And I gotta say, I'm fine with it. I'm shocked this does not have paint on it. But that'll go right in there, right? Or his satellite, probably satellite phone, right? He's got a holster. For, oh, he's got two different, my gosh. He's got two different blasters, hand blasters. Look at the painted detail on those. Wild. And there's no way this comes out, and it doesn't need to. Yeah, okay. Those are fixed in there. I did not need those to be removable. We've got a knife sheath. So you've got one hole back here. You can stick something in the back of his tactical vest. Oh my gosh, what? Whoa. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, this is so cool. And everything fits really snug, really nicely. So he's got these little pouches here, but you pop one of those pouches off. Might not be a terrible idea to warm this stuff up before you start switching things out, just to make sure you don't damage any of these pegs. There we go. But I'm doing a review here. We gotta keep moving. So look at that. Oh, that sheath goes right up on his chest. So everybody's Declan Van Helsing is potentially, look at this. Look at this. Doesn't this look like the survival knife you had when you were a kid after you saw Rambo? Right? Oh. Goes right in there. Nice and snug. Everybody's Declan Van Helsing is potentially going to look different. Look, you've got one. You can peg a couple of grenades on there. You can peg a couple of other grenades. You've got... Look at that. Look at the detail. Silver bullet. It's a silver bullet. Oh, so this would have gone right in here. And I like that they designed this just open because friction's going to hold it in there once that's mounted to the vest. You've got a comm. And then, let's see. I definitely want that on there. Oh, good news. That just plugs right in. You don't have to worry about just fit. Look, it's right in there. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, is that painted? That has camo paint on it. What? So I would imagine either of these, and you can put the little bitty guy in there, but I want the big boy. Oh, you know what though? I actually think I'm going to put this, we got to get this vest back on him. And again, I appreciate you hanging in there, but this is, we're learning literally everything about this line right now through this one figure. Like we're taking it all apart. We're figuring it all out. And again, as we go through the next 7 reviews, it's not going to be necessary to take this much time to get into this much detail because look at that, plugs right back in, no problem. I don't know if I like that right in his face right there. So I think what I'm going to do is pop that off, put it on his side. Or actually, let's put this on his back. I'm going to put these up here, I think I like. This is amazing. This is so much fun. Just how easily this stuff swaps out. It's not like this nightmare to get it done. It's all working just amazingly well. So we've got that there. I'm going to put extra, I don't know if I like that one or not, but I'm going to leave it there for now. It's fine. I don't love that. That doesn't look great. I'm going to leave that pouch there. So you see, look at this. This is wild. Just with this one figure, how much customization is possible. Oh, I guess we need to, it seems like a moot point a little bit, right? But I guess we do need to check out the functionality of the trigger finger hands. I like that red trigger in there. I didn't notice that. But, of course, fits absolutely perfectly. And, oh, I don't have the right hand on. But, look, you can get a nice two-hander on that. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. I think that's about it, right? Let's see. So there is extra ungloved hands, extra swap out pieces. Blast effects. Look at everything that came with this guy. This is wild. What an achievement this figure is, really, in my opinion. I feel like you got to order one of these. Go to Big Bad and just find one of these 8 you think looks cool and check it out. That's all I got. Tell your friends, like, subscribe, share. Let people know about Needless Things. Let people know about Operation Monster Force. I will be back tomorrow with a review of number 2, which is the Delta Red Urban Operations Trooper. Look at that guy. And stay tuned. 7 more of these to come. Thank you for watching. Until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.